Hi, and welcome to the Monetize Your Mission Mastermind for Monday, January 5th, 2026. And today we are talking all about Substack, how to use it, tags, common mistakes. I have a whole list. It's right over here. So we'll be following along. Um, I'm going to share my screen and let's just start with not that page. Start with this page. All right, here we go. We're going to start with if you just type in substack.com, you're going to see the main page. And the main page is is where you create your profile. And oh, Karen, you made it.
Hi, hold on. Just trying to figure out my headphones. Why is it? Ugh. Hold on.
All right. I'm going to mute you, Karen, for just a few minutes.
Yes, please.
Okay. So let me push you guys up here. Can y'all see my screen? Okay. This is the main Substack page. When you type substack.com in, you get taken here and you get invited to create an account. And so I have to figure out how to get you guys not right here in the main space. Because all right. Okay. So if you go over to your profile, you're going to want to set up your profile. You get invited to set up your profile first. So you're going to get the option to edit your profile, and you're going to want to pick the handle you want to be known by. Your handle does not have to be the same name as your actual newsletter, but it should be something that people know you by. Then you want to put in your bio what you're about, and it needs to be through the lens of why would somebody want to follow you or subscribe to you. Then you can create a cover image, and you can create an accent color, and you can create a tinted background or a background. You get to pick these colors. And then you can connect your social links in here for ways that people can get in touch with you. Um, and you can add your books. I know a lot of people have written books, and you can put your books in here and you can put your links to sell your books in here. And you can create a website link. I would suggest if you're creating a Skool community that you put your Skool community in here so that people know how to get over to your Skool community, because that's going to be the place where we want to drive people. All right, so that's how to create your profile. And then one other thing about this, and that is up in the browser bar, you'll notice that this link is going to be different from your newsletter link. This link is going to start with @ and whatever you're going to use as your handle. And I would strongly encourage you to not put numbers or weird things in your handle. Make it easy for people to find you. Ouch. Um, and then we'll talk just quickly about the notes page or the home page. This is where notes live. And notes are just little pieces of content. They actually can be longer pieces of content. You can put videos in here. You're going to want to follow people and you're going to want to subscribe to people. The difference between the two is when you follow somebody, you get notified in the app that they've created content. Stuff will show up over here on your computer that they've created content, and um, it doesn't get sent directly to your email box. You can, when you subscribe, you get content sent directly to your email box when they create new content over here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about creating a Substack. The way you do that from over here is you click on dashboard if you already have a Substack account created. If not, it will walk you through the steps to open your own Substack account. And I do talk about that in depth in the Substack Alchemy Intensive, which you can get a hold of over in our Skool community, which is skool.com/UYOU dash world, WORLD dash order, ORDER. Okay, so now we come to setting up your account on Substack. You're going to want to have a logo, and their logo is 256 by 256. It just needs to be square. This one is actually 500 by 500. Um, the publication description can be different than your profile description. And then you're going to want to choose categories. These categories are going to come into play when we talk about tags here in just a second. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is connect your Stripe account. Once you connect your Stripe account, you get access to the plans that for helping people become paid subscribers to your account. And then you're going to see this benefits section where you're going to want to put your benefits in here. The first one is for free subscribers. This is your freebie offer, and it can be something that you offer inside of your Skool community, but it just needs to be one thing that you're going to give them, one quick win. And then there's going to be three benefits of becoming a paid subscriber. And again, you can deliver these in your Skool community. And I would strongly encourage you, as people become paid subscribers over here, that you keep your tiers the same and you just automatically make them subscribers or members over at whatever level in your Skool community. The freemium model works really well with this because you have the option in Skool to do free and then a premium and then a VIP, which is the same as in Substack where you've got free, you've got a regular paid subscriber, and then you've got a founding member. The founding member benefits needs to be something more personal. Just like on Skool, you want to have something that where they can have a personal connection with you for personal coaching. Okay. And then we want to go down here to oh wait. Sure I did it. Okay. I haven't missed the important part yet. Um, we talk about a lot of this other stuff in the intensive, so I'm going to just really be sailing through this fast. You want to make sure that you hit under website, custom theme. Your options, which is the default option, is match profile. And if you do that, then everybody just gets sent to your profile page, which is the home page. Um, they get sent here. So if you create a newsletter and every time you put your newsletter URL in there, you get sent to this page, this is the problem. You need to go to the dashboard and you need to change it to custom theme. And then in the custom editor, you can change the colors, fonts, and logos. You can set up sections. You can customize your homepage. You can do a lot of different things. And this is really way beyond the scope of what I'm going to talk about right here. But there is a way to create these little intersections or banners on your homepage. So you might want to consider going through the 4 week intensive. Back to, no, not there, here. So we're going to click done here. So again, that we want to be sure we have custom theme so that you can go to the editor. You want to edit your about page, and then there's options for your uh, for your menu, and you can create custom pages. The thing about pages is they do not show up on the menu on the app on the phone. So you might want to think about that. Now we're going to talk about tags. Tags is something that a lot of people struggle with, and Substack has a way to create sections and tags. And the tags are for creating content, and it helps Substack understand what your content is mainly about. And it also creates a separate page for your Substack account that is a tag page. So, like if I click on this, this is a page, it's a tag page that has all of the posts that are related to abundance. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so let me go back over here. And you can have different tags for different sections, which is probably a good idea. They're all going to be lumped under the tag section, but it's okay. Just you need to know in your own mind. I use tags for my podcast that are under this category, and I use tags for whatever section your other section is that are related to these. It will just help you keep your Substack tidy. All right. You can set up your welcome page. That photo needs to be 600 by 600, and you can show your name on it, and you can put the skip button. I think it says not interested or something is the normal one, but when somebody goes to your welcome page, like if they click to subscribe to you from somewhere else, in the platform, they'll see this and then they will subscribe, and this that note not curious is right here, so that'll take them back to wherever they started. I'm going to skip this, and then the emails. You can create a header and a footer for your emails when they go out. This is a little bit more advanced, but I like to put links to get people to upgrade in the headers and footers so that I don't have to have that kind of call to action in my content when I'm creating them. And you're going to want to pay special attention to these welcome emails. Most people will open the welcome email before they open any other kind of content. Your highest open rate is going to be for your welcome emails. So when it comes, and they put these backwards here. So when you're editing these, be very careful. The free subscriber comes after the paid subscribers. But what you want to do with your free subscribers is give them access to the free thing that you promised them up there at the top, where I said you're going to have the benefits under the benefits section. And then you want to invite them to become a paid subscriber. Paid subscribers get other benefits, and you need to remind them of why they should become a paid subscriber or a founding member. And you do that in the welcome email to free subscribers. For your welcome email to paid subscribers, you also want to invite them to your Skool community. Everybody gets invited to your Skool community. The email to paid subscribers gives them access to the free stuff and access to the promises you made for paid subscribers, and tells them why they should consider becoming a founding subscriber. Excuse me. Um, the rest of this, and then to create a podcast is just a section on your website. You click add a podcast and you just follow the directions. And I do go into that in more detail in the intensive. And then this is where you create other sections. People can subscribe to a section or they can subscribe to your whole email. And sections look like this. Excuse me. Here we go. This is a section. This is a section. And this is the podcast section. And this is another section. All right. I'm not looking at you guys, so are we all still tracking here? I don't want to lose anybody. Let me cover a couple more things and then I'm going to open this up for questions because I know you guys are going to have like tons of questions for clarity around all of this stuff. The other thing, so we're going to be done with the settings portion right now. The other thing that I see people struggle with is leaving a coming soon post up on their account, on their newsletter, because there will be a post in here and it'll say coming soon. And what you want to do is come over here to these three dots and hit delete, and it'll get rid of that. You can also pin your posts to the home page and you can pin them to sections and you can hide them from the top posts on your page if you want. When you're creating content, you're going to, I'm just going to create a new post. I'll just create a text post. You're going to pick which section you want this to go in. And then you're going to put a title, fancy title. And you can put a subtitle. If you want to tag other people in your content, this is where you would do it. Like I can put Allie. I could tag Allie in this, and then I could send her an email and she would get a notification. And then she could approve it to go out to her list as well as to my list, which is super cool and groovy. And if you're doing podcast episodes with people who are on Substack, you definitely want to tag them in in the publication when you publish that podcast, so it goes out to their audience as well as your audience. Excuse me. Then you're going to write your content. I'm just going to put some content. And then you're going to come down here to the very bottom and you're going to click on these settings. This is another very common thing that happens to people because a Substack automatically makes it for paid subscribers only and comments from paid subscribers only. Until you have a lot of subscribers on your Substack, if you're going to send your publication out to everybody, you want to allow comments from everybody. I've done polls about this, and the thing about paywalling your comments, but sending a full article to somebody is it just pisses people off. And they're more likely to never come back and visit your Substack again than they are to subscribe. So just allow comments from everyone. I know people over here who have 70,000 followers, and she doesn't paywall hardly anything. Your your people are going to subscribe because they want that free thing you're offering, or they want the benefits of becoming a paid subscriber, not getting access to the rest of something that you're delivering out there that is, they don't know you. Right now, you're trying to develop a relationship with them. when you're first starting out on Substack, it's really important to be available to people. And for most of us, we're trying to run people over to our Skool communities where we can have a much deeper and richer conversation with them or get them involved in a conversation with us on the phone. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the tags. Again, this is where you're going to add your tags. And again, you want to consider what section your your post is going to go into and the tags that you have assigned to that section. And if you can think of it, I don't know if y'all remember the blogging days, but when you have set up a website or a WordPress blog, you have categories, and these tags are kind of like categories. And one of the things that you can do with these tags is come over here um, to the Substack homepage and explore. And hold on. These are categories on Substack. So I wouldn't say do bestseller, but you can I want it. Come on, baby. I know you can move. Oh, that's how we do it. These, if you use some of these in your as tags, then it triggers with Substack that you're going to be creating content that fits in these categories. You've already created your category, you've picked your two categories, your main category and your subcategory over when you're setting up your Substack in the settings. But if you use these as tags as well, it just kind of reinforces what your content is about to Substack so that you can show up in these in this in this section here when people are trying to discover and explore what's available on Substack. All right. That was the super fast overview. Let's answer questions. You guys can all unmute.
I
I
have a quick
just like,
question, just to reiterate what you just said about where they can find us
mhm.
via tags. I'm not clear on the tags, how it works all the way
Okay.
through.
Okay. So tags are something that you add to your posts for your newsletter side. Okay. And then they tell the algorithm that this content is related to these tags. A way to find tags is to go and look on the Explore tab and use some of those
Okay.
categories as a tag. Like when I post content for my podcast and it's somebody who's a health and wellness coach, I use the health and wellness tag in that when I post the video or the podcast.
That makes sense. Okay.
And
Thank
you can make your own list for different sections. Hey, Lorraine. Um, and then so that you know for your own mind, when I'm creating content for this section, these are the tags that I normally use. And maybe one or two of them are category tags, as well as just tags that are related to what you're doing.
I have one last question, and
Okay, something you want.
so I've written and composed music, and I'm wondering
Mhm.
if it would be suitable for this platform to either, I'm not sure, should I just give a link to like Spotify or any of the other platforms, or would I be able to
You can make it a podcast.
the actual performing the actual songs?
Mhm.
I never thought of that. All right.
Yeah, and that would be a section, the music section. You can have an art section. You can have a scrying section. You can have lots of
As
different
individual
sections.
podcast sections?
Yep. You can
And
have more than one podcast over there too.
So if I had all these different podcasts, do you necessarily have to have a guest?
Mm, nope.
Okay.
No, lots. Karen just posted one. Was just her. It was really
Yeah,
good.
my whole thank you. My whole podcast is just myself. I used to have a partner and she decided to go in a different direction and then that kind of shuts your whole podcast down. So it's kind of better to just do it yourself and I do guests, I have guests on and I try to ask my community for questions, but that's like, pulling water
Right.
from a stone. Um, and then my goal is to, if I can't answer the question, I'll find the expert that can. But I have found that having an expert and doing it live on Substack is phenomenal because A, it kicks your butt into gear. B, it's done. I usually do an hour and then I split it into 30 minutes. So now I have a part one and a part two, which means I can now book myself further and further out.
Okay. It gives you mileage. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question about tags. So when I first started doing the tag section, I didn't know what it was. I just thought of tags like on Facebook where you put, you know, hashtag this,
Mhm.
so that anybody putting it out there. So when I look at my section about tags, I have lists of them in each one, which is wrong, right?
Yeah.
So how can I go back into my settings and
I
change?
wouldn't worry about it, Allie. I
No?
have the same problem. I started this years ago and I didn't understand how to do it and it was a big mess. So going
I
forward,
I actually tried deleting them. I went in and actually deleted them and they're
Mhm.
still showing up. So I don't think you can,
They've
because I did
created
the same
pages.
thing.
But
There are
Oh,
pages that have been indexed in Google. It's not going to hurt you
yeah, but
no,
because
the problem
it's
is when I go to put a new one in there, it always
yes,
defaults to one of those ones with the list.
yes. And you see all the ones you don't want to see. And I'm like you. I tried deleting them and they just came back. I
Mm.
was like, I deleted all of them. I went into the settings and
Mhm.
deleted all of them because I wanted to start fresh. They're
but
back.
they're still on your posts.
Oh, on the post. So you have to go into each
You'd have
post.
to go into each post and
Oh
get
my
rid of them. And
gosh.
then
Okay.
when the tag is blank, you can delete it, which
So
is
now
why
I
I
have
say
something
it's
else to
just
do.
like a big pain.
But like,
Don't.
let's say I want to tag, I want to do, self-betrayal, but I
Mhm.
can't just do self-betrayal because it wants to give me the whole list of the ones that I did before.
We'll
It
start
should.
typing in self-betrayal and it'll
Oh, are
it'll
you saying
populate.
when you put in self-betrayal, all it's like this long?
It's all
Oh,
the different
so
tags that I put in there.
so
Like,
what you did
Oh
is when you
yeah.
put a tag in, you didn't separate them. You did
right.
one ta Oh.
You could just delete that. And in your case, go in and delete all of that tag. It's just one tag actually
Yeah.
on your posts and then
That's actually easier.
create yeah, you're in a great shape.
You are, you're so lucky.
You have one
I am.
tag to
Why?
get rid of.
Because you can go into your settings and delete your tags because yours is
It's
this
only one
way. It's
tag.
only one tag, so it'll delete it in its entirety. What I was talking about is I have multiple tags. So when I put in the word health, all the words come up this way instead of this way. So you can go into your settings and just delete it. You're like so lucky.
Okay, I'll try that and see if what we're talking about is the same thing. And then
So
I have
just to
another question.
clarify.
So you know me, Jill. It's tough enough for me to figure out how to do things on Substack, let alone now have to go and figure out Skool. So do I have to do Skool too, or can I just do
You
Substack?
can just do Substack. You can do whatever works for you, Allie. No
Okay.
rules.
And the podcast, is it like a regular, do you have to have any other platform besides Substack to get your platform to, no?
Nope, because it you'll get an RSS feed and you're going to attach that to school to Apple and to Spotify and to all a couple other places which will send it out all over the place.
Hmm.
And So all you have to do is upload to Substack and then
Okay, so one more question. If you do that, if you do it on Substack and then it goes to Spotify and all that,
Mhm.
and it's a video podcast, right? In this case, it'd be a video
you can
podcast.
you
Can
can
you also
separate the text.
do
You can the
YouTube?
audio. Yeah, it'll go to you can connect it to YouTube as well.
So when it goes to Spotify, it's just the audio.
I think you have to click
You
that you
do.
just want the audio section.
Yeah, you do. There is a little button when you're doing your podcast and you've got your video up. It'll ask you, do you want the audio to RSS feed? It'll do it. You just have to make sure you click that button.
Yep.
Okay. Otherwise, you just take the whole podcast and you put it on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
No,
Or you could just
that's
put it on Substack because it'll go out to
we'll
the
put it on
podcast
Substack.
spaces.
Right. Right. I'm going to put it on
And
podcast. I mean Substack, and do the RSS for the audio, but then take
it
that
will
and put it
it
on
will it
YouTube.
will send it to YouTube as well. You can connect your YouTube to it.
Okay.
But when you set up your YouTube account, make sure you put it private so you can go into YouTube and change the stuff around it to set it up right. You can't just post on YouTube. It doesn't do anything really.
Right. So why would I do that then? It doesn't make sense I mean,
No,
because
you
I
don't
don't
have
want
to upload it again.
oh, I see.
Yeah,
Set it up as private,
that's
then go over to YouTube, change whatever you're going to change, then set it to public.
Yeah.
Got it.
that's the easier way. Yeah.
Okay. And then you can take the link and share it on Facebook
Mhm.
and bring people back to either YouTube or Substack. Got it.
Yeah. I'd encourage you to bring them to Substack because on Substack, you're more likely to get subscribers that way. You're
Yeah.
building your list.
Right.
Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Susan, you had questions, more questions? Other questions?
I got dogs barking, so I'll pass right now.
It's all good.
I'm just a little, you guys are further along than I am, so I have to
Mhm.
take my time and figure this out. But it's been helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else want to ask questions? Chime in, share their thoughts? Who all has a Substack here?
Can I interrupt for a real quick second?
Yeah.
So I would like to go to Karen's podcast. How do I do that?
Oh, just go to my Substack.
You want to throw that in the link
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah, because there's
in the
quite a
chat? I
few
mean,
Karen Langstons.
Is it really?
Well,
There
I'm
you
looking
go.
at one,
I
two,
think
three,
you
four.
have Karen Langston and you have some numbers after your name, Karen, which you really do need to change. And
Oh,
you
no, I
can
don't.
change your
It
handle.
says karenlangston.substack.com. Really? There's numbers?
Let me look at your profile.
Yeah, I haven't seen any numbers. I put it in the chat. Sorry, I should have said that.
I saw
put the
that.
link in the chat. Okay. So I do mine a little bit different. I upload my, I create a video. And the only reason why, okay, so
No, it's just that Karen Langston. I'm sorry.
was it last year or the year before? I can't remember because I decided to just do narration first. Then I went into podcasting, so I was just doing audio. And then now that I know that video and audio are both very popular, what I do is I record video and I use Final Cut Pro. That's where I just edit my videos. And then I export out an audio version as well as a video version. And what I'm doing is on Substack, it is a podcast that goes out, but then I embed my video on the same post. And my idea behind it is a couple. One, they can either read, listen, or watch. And the second part of it is I'm hoping that if they're staying on my page long enough, that's also going to help with the algorithm. I don't know if that's going to help or not. But that's just how I'm doing it right now. And then one day when I have time, I'll get back to my YouTube channel and clean that up and then start putting them, directly into YouTube. But I'm just in the middle of doing a book right now, and I just one thing at a time. I've got enough on my plate.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of steps to me. Um, so
Well, it's
what
it's
do you,
it's actually not a lot of steps because I do everything video, and then all I'm doing is just exporting out an audio and exporting out a video. So it's really not. It sounds like it is, but it's not. But to make it easier for you, just record videos, stick it up on Substack, and then allow Substack to
yeah,
It
separate
will
it.
also make a transcript for you.
Yes.
so what I have done in the past,
Can Susan get
sorry,
her question in here really
yeah,
fast?
sure.
Go ahead, Susan.
Just really quickly, you're talking about algorithms. What's the difference between algorithms for, say, a website versus Substack?
A lot. Sorry.
Yeah, Substack is a network of content. So you're creating content, and there are some really big content creators out there who have names and reputations. You're getting to borrow their authority with Google.
Hmm.
So you create content and it gets posted on Google, and people can find your content there, which is another reason for tagging properly because it makes another page that Google will also index that has a bunch of your content on it. A thing you can do with YouTube, which I just learned today, which is genius. You know how you make timestamps on YouTube for your videos? If you put the timestamps in there and publish it and then copy that and put that timestamp in your Substack stuff, you're creating hot links to your YouTube channel, which is backlinks.
Oh,
So
Oh, I need to
and
understand that a little bit more.
and you can do that on Skool as well. And you can share your episodes and you can share your YouTube content on Skool. You put your video up there. You put the timestamps because the times are hot linked on YouTube.
So are you taking it from you, so you copy it from YouTube
Yep.
and then paste it into your Substack?
Hmm.
Oh, that's brilliant.
One
Great. So, wow.
one last question, and I'm going to have to go teach, but if I've been interviewed on other podcasts, would it be to my advantage to link those into my
So what?
slash school, all of that? Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a good idea to create a YouTube channel of your own if you don't have one. Upload, go to all of those people that have YouTube channels that have your content up there and ask them for the collaboration link. Tell them what your YouTube URL is. They can send you a collaboration link and it'll just their video will just show up on your YouTube channel. It's a way to create a YouTube channel really fast and piggyback off of their subscribers.
So to make a YouTube channel really quickly, all I need is my website or not my website, my email, and then
Gmail.
Gmail. I have a Gmail. Okay. Gmail, and then go in and just create a YouTube channel. Do I name it?
Yep,
It
you're gonna name it whatever.
my Substack will be.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, a, a, a a safety tip,
Yeah.
if you will. Don't use your main Gmail account. Create a separate Gmail account that's just for your YouTube channel because take it from me, YouTube can and will wipe you out. And if they do, and it's attached to your main account, it's a major PIA.
How did
That's
you
good.
get wiped out? I mean,
It
just
was
the
like
abridged
15
version.
years ago, and they decided that they didn't like what I was putting up, so they canceled me. And um, it's my main email. It's just like
Yeah.
so everything has to go. I just use different browsers, but it will save you headaches. It can possibly save you headaches down the road.
Wow.
Just
That's good to know.
Can you go in and change the email if it is your main email now after you're already established?
Oh, you
um,
can.
Yeah, you can, I think. Just just a good idea.
Okay. I forgot what I was going to ask you now.
All right.
Oh, what I was going to ask is what I've done in the past is just gone on Zoom and
Hmm.
recorded myself doing my
Uh-huh.
recording and then
Hmm.
download it, and it
Hmm.
downloads both the audio and the video separately. Can you
Hmm.
just
And
do
the
that?
transcript.
And the
Yep.
transcript, right? Can you just do that?
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's what you do.
Hmm. You can go into Canva if you want to put an intro and an outro on it,
Right,
and just like Canva will
right.
stick them right on there
Done
and
that too.
good to go.
Okay, cool. That's the easiest way for me.
Hmm.
And since,
It's
yeah,
yeah.
cool. Okay.
April, you got questions? Were you here for the how to get rid of the coming soon? Can you talk?
It'll right. Flourish. Yes, you know.
I know you opened your mic. Are you trying to let us know that you're in the middle of stuff?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was saying yes. That's right. I was wanting to know about the coming soon.
Okay. So you go over to, I'm just going to share my screen again because that's the one. Then we want to come over here to editing. If you go to, if you go to posts on your, do you know how to get to your dashboard? You
Yes.
must because you've been over there. Um, and then you go to your published posts. I think it's going to be a published post because it's showing up on your main newsletter. And then you go over to the three little dots next to it. You're going to have a post that says coming soon. It's probably going to be down further. And then you click the three little dots and then you just click delete. Make
Okay.
sense?
Okay. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Anybody else have questions?
I have one. Okay, so we know that posts or that there's categories within Substack,
Mhm,
and your Substack can also be picked up by Google.
mhm.
Do you think it's worth it to have some Google keywords in there or AI keywords, or what's your thoughts on that?
Yes, you definitely should. And if you create your posts so they're SEO'd, like if you go to Google, there's ways to go to Google and have it fill it out. There's also different websites that you can go to that will make sure my door is closed. Um, that will that will help you find content around the content you want to create. And if you put those keywords into your title, your tags, and your headers as you're creating content, and when you create content or create a post on Substack, if you use H2 and H3 headers, do not use H1 headers. H1 headers are for titles only. But if you'll include your keywords in those headers and you only put
Oh,
about 300 characters between, or yeah, 300 characters, but words between your headers, like break your content up so it's really skimmable. But
like an AI, like AI does.
yes, just set it up
Uh,
just the way AI does, and AI does it that way to help you with that. Um, A real easy way to do that, you can get AI to make you timestamps off of your transcripts for putting in YouTube and also putting in other places. But you can also have AI take your transcript and create a post for you, but definitely go back through and make it your own. But it will give you the the headers.
Okay. That's what I was trying to do is I'm going to try that for this year. Although I didn't think about um the H2 and H3, right? Don't use
Mhm.
H1. Okay,
Don't
and
use
then
H1.
okay. All right, thank you.
And you find it under style. It's the first option on when you're posting stuff. It'll say style and then it'll give you your options. H1 is an option, but don't choose it. It'll just confuse everybody.
Okay, but when you're doing the title, oh, so you don't even put the title in the blog post, you just leave it as the
In
title
the
and subtitle
titles,
section,
yeah,
and that's it. And then
yeah,
start
that's it.
using heading 2. Okay.
Hmm.
All right, cool.
And
That's good
don't
information.
use an H2 tag to start it. Just put a piece of content in there and then put your tag underneath it. And another thing with Substack, even though it's a place where writers go, try to keep your paragraphs like one or two sentences, one or two lines, three at the most, because people do not read. They
Right.
are skimmers and they want to just skim through to decide if they want to go and read.
See, and that bugs me. I mean, because we're no longer creating paragraphs, we're just creating, yeah, it's annoying.
I totally agree with you. We're training people to
Not think or read or anything. Yeah.
write books. Keep your
Yeah,
paragraphs.
write your
But
books.
if you can get found and you can um, get subscribers and you can get people to
Right.
interact with your content, but you got to deliver it to them in a way that they
Well,
can interact with
I
it.
mean, think about
Otherwise,
I'm an author, published 2 books, and I get so annoyed with the friends that I have that are authors that write whole books on their Substack. It's like, come on, I don't have all day to read one thing. Get to the point. And I'm the same way with people when they're talking to me anymore. I don't want all the detail I don't need. Give me the meat here and leave the peas out in the street. I just can't stand it. So, and most people are like me. We don't have enough time in our day. And so we're trying to squeeze into that time for ourselves. And that's a good thing,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Now I'm okay. Maybe it's not a good, I was going to try and just have for the readers to read my idea, like I said, audio, video, and then the reading. So, yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
do
maybe I
why I
just,
made that comment about Substack does transcribe for you and they can find the transcription so they can read it.
I could not find it on the phone. I looked, like after you wrote that comment, I went in
Mhm.
and looked on the phone, and that transcript is not there on the app.
Or
On the
put,
website, it is.
yeah, the app is
And I guess that's what it
kind of
comes down
useless
to.
to
I
me,
mean,
but
well, and that's the hard thing. And I've tried, I don't pull my community anymore. Again, it's like trying to pull water out of a stone. It's not happening. And that's been years. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out like how many people are on their laptop versus on their phone, you know? Because the things like you said about the tags or the tabs, the sections or whatever, those do not show up on your phone. And so how many people are sitting at home on
pages
their
don't
laptop?
show
Right.
up on their phone either.
It kind of depends on who
I,
your audience is. I mean, my age group, we're not on our phone. We're on the computer. The phone is too small. We can't read. Our fingers going. No, it's a pain in the butt. If your audience is younger, then yeah, they're on the phone. So whoever your
and
audience is.
and really Substack, I know they want to be all about the phone thing, but it's great for listening to podcast episodes, but most people are they just want to listen to the episode. They're not going to, if they're going to be reading anything, it's going to be on a laptop, someplace where they can see it.
So that's
It,
what you think, more laptop. Okay.
yeah, you need to make it so that it's accessible for everybody, but they're not going to be reading it on their phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And pages, you can create pages on Substack, but you can't find pages on your phone, on the app on your phone, which is really kind of disappointing to me. But Substack is really geared towards an older audience.
It was, but now they don't know what they want to do. They're trying to grow up, but I think it's failing miserably. They should have just left the platform the way that it was. I mean, there's a reason why you have TikTok and then Substack. And I've even noticed that I spent a lot of time, going through, because one of the things that we should be doing, I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, I've just noticed that the TikTok style stuff doesn't seem to work unless it's their following. And the other thing, to help with your Substack, which I know is helpful and also helps you to get people, I'm having a hard time trying to figure out where to comment on other people's stuff. And I don't know if it's because I'm in the health and wellness field or not, but I find it very difficult to find people to go and comment on their stuff, to raise that awareness.
I
Unless I
think
go through, sorry, go ahead.
we tend to want to stay in our lane on Substack, and it's better if you just pursue things you're interested in over there. Like I don't know, say you're interested in gardening or homesteading, which is also another big niche that's not really you, but it's kind of tangential because there are a lot of people going through menopause that have homesteads or
Yeah.
parenting, or you travel a lot. There's lots of people talking about travel that you can comment on. You have things in common with. I follow people that talk about Japan or talk about crocheting or talk about stuff that's gardening, interesting to me. Politics, if you're interested in politics or finance or investing, or I mean, it's just like there's so much that we're not just like one note individuals. We have things that we love and we're passionate about and we're interested in. Like, I follow this guy. The reason that I found Substack was because I follow this guy who's really way out there. His name is Cliff High. I love Cliff. But his the way his brain works is like, it's most people just look at him and go, you're crazy, dude. He owns it, but that's how I found Substack. So I comment on his stuff and I get followers. They may be interested in starting a Substack, they may not. They might not care about the other stuff that I talk about, but some of them do, and some of them follow me.
Okay.
And
That's
you'll
good
find
advice,
other
yeah.
people that you're interested in what they're doing. And you don't have to subscribe to everybody. You can just follow them, and then you'll see their notes and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Although I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out the whole algorithm thing. I will literally post a picture of a cat on purpose so that, and then I'll say the word cat in there, but of course I'll have something, related to what I do. And on a good day, if I get 9 likes, that's viral.
I hear you there.
It's hard to go viral over there, and it's not really about growing viral so much as it's about connections and people interacting with your stuff, which sounds like an oxymoron. But I know a lot of people that are really big content producers over there. That gal that I was talking about that has 70,000 subscribers. It used to be you could post a note and get thousands of likes and reshares. There weren't that many notes to begin with.
Right.
And there's a lot more content now, but the people that are subscribing are more thoughtful and more likely
Mhm.
to actually take action with you rather than, like, she has 70,000 subscribers. 1,000 of those are her actual core group
Right. Yeah.
out of 70,000. The conversion rate on Substack is not that high either. It's about 2% of your subscribers become paid subscribers,
Yeah.
whereas on Skool, the average is about 25%,
That's
which is
very
why
cool.
I really
The,
encourage people to have a Skool community.
the only problem with Skool is I cannot figure it out. And I just think it's my generation. Like I just think I should have gone into being a tester for websites and platforms. If I could figure it out, it's a good platform. And so I've given up with Skool. What I do is there's a little bell, and that
Mhm.
little bell, I just click on that bell now, and it just takes me wherever I need to go. And then I signed up for somebody else's school just to help them out, and I was like, oh Lord, I cannot put up with two of these. I have no idea what's going on. So I I just like, if the bell goes away, I'm lost. And I just wonder how many people my age are in the same boat. Or do you think that because they're on Substack, they can figure out Skool? What are your thoughts on that?
I know, Allie.
I feel
I
just like you, Karen. It's just
I was torn between doing this today or this next week and that today. It will be our next Monetize Your Mission Mastermind for sure, is
Okay.
how to navigate Skool and tame it so it's not like crazy. It is very different from Substack. If you can get a handle on Substack, it's a great place to have a community. It's like Facebook in that way, except that all your followers actually hear from you and they can create content and posts and it can be very lively and interactive, or it can be like a huge PIA because there's like all these notifications and you're part of all this stuff and your brain is just like, I can't be everywhere. That
Right.
Bye,
But
Jason.
but what makes Skool a commutative platform? Like, can you have a Zoom like thing in there where you can
Mhm.
all talk?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
There's a calendar, and you can have Zooms. You can go live in your community. You can join other communities, and you make friends, and you find your friends in other communities. And it's really like I think what Facebook
Was
hoped it to
supposed to be.
be, but there's no advertising. So
Mm.
it's like Substack. There's no advertising. It's the it's it's kind of what the chat on Substack should be, but isn't. I don't like the chat feature on Substack. I'll be the first to
No,
say
weren't and they were supposed to come out with video on chat. Is that a thing on Substack? Did they ever do that? Because they were.
I have no idea. I just stay out of the chats. They're spammy to me. I know people try not to make them spammy, but it's the following the threads and then they're just all stacked up and it just is so jumbled.
Oh, I see.
Bye, Lorraine. Thanks for stopping by.
And so
Um,
if you're in school using their calendar and Zoom and all, do you still need to have Zoom and
Yeah.
a calendar
Do you?
system? Or can you just use
um,
School for all
you
that?
could just use Skool.
I
You
mean,
honestly could just use Skool. And
and
you
how
can
much?
record your podcast over there. You can record your podcast actually on Substack even.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, we forgot about that. Yeah, you can do that too. But you can't edit though, right? Can you edit it?
I think you can edit it a little bit, but not a
Uh,
lot.
okay.
But you can download it and take it into whatever editor you want.
That's true.
Can you edit it
And it will
on
make
School?
shorts for you.
It's just,
Yeah, that I like. Yeah. I actually will use that if I've once I've done my video, I'll re-upload it to Substack just to get the transcript.
mm.
And
Hmm.
that's useful for YouTube
Hmm.
because it's the right format. Yeah. I just did my first video on YouTube in, I don't know, 7 or 8 years.
Mhm.
I was on YouTube when it wasn't cool, so it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a whole nother beast.
So to have those features, though, you have to pay on School, right? Those aren't free.
There's two ways you can join Skool. You can join a hobby community, which is $10 a month, but you don't have to have subs or you don't have to have Zoom, so it kind
Mhm.
of transfers over. And the pro version is $99 a month. And if you're doing enough volume, it makes sense. But you have a lot of versatility with just the hobby plan.
So, but you still do yours on Zoom, not on School.
I use both.
Well,
Bye, April. Thanks for joining us. I use Zoom and I use, I'm sorry, there's people coming. I use Zoom and I use Skool, and it confuses people.
hmm. Are they just about the same to use as far as ease?
Yeah, they really are. It was a great feature that Sam Evans installed. A lot of these things are really new features for Skool. Skool has changed a lot over the last 6 months or so.
I'd be curious to see because like even Substack in the year that I've been on Substack, all of a sudden now it's like, Barbara Streisand has a page and all these, Dolly Parton and all these people I don't really care to hear from. It's just another place for them to tell us about their opinions.
Collins.
But it's like
There
it's
were a lot of
taking
people that were
over.
canceled that moved to Substack
Hmm.
during 2020. It's
Canceled
really,
from what?
they were talking about things that we were not allowed to talk about.
Oh, right.
And
Ridiculous stuff,
so
yeah.
because there's no advertising over there, so there's no censorship. In fact, in the beginning, there was a website or a newsletter up there that was run by, I think, skinheads. Um, very, very controversial, but Substack held their ground. They didn't kick them off for a long, long time. So they really did not want to be in the censorship business. And there's a block button, and the block button is there for a reason. If we don't want to see that content, we shouldn't A, interact with it at all, and B, block,
Yeah,
block,
it's pretty
block,
easy.
block.
I've been
Don't
trying to
worry
block
about the other
somebody
stuff.
on Facebook that this woman keeps coming through. I don't understand it. I blocked her.
I'm at the point where I just don't want to deal with Facebook anymore.
Facebook just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I have to go in there for some groups, but mm-mm.
Yeah, just
I
the
don't know
energy
how
there
they're
is
Yeah,
not,
but if
how
that's where all your friends are, and
bring
like,
them over to Substack.
or School.
well, I mean, I'm
That's
trying
what
to
I've
do
been
Yeah.
that,
doing.
but you know, I don't know. They don't. They're not coming over. What can I tell you?
Yeah, I feel you.
But they're
But you'll
not.
make
They're not people who are on Facebook for business either. They're socializing, right? And so they just don't want to move anywhere because they don't want to learn anything new. They just want to,
and that's totally fine
yeah,
because that's kind of their safe zone, and they're not really trying to build a business. But building a business on Facebook, unless you're willing to put out a lot of money, is not,
yeah.
it's not a place
How
that
many people are on School?
um I don't know offhand. I wonder if JP know. JP, do you know?
And you
I
can't
think,
see Skool ever competing with Substack. They're too different, right?
yeah, they're very different.
Okay.
Very different. And really nobody's talking about using the two together,
Mm.
which is the space that I'm in, but I just think that they're so powerful together. And it also kind of gives you a safety net in case something happens to one platform or the other. You don't have everybody all in one spot.
That's true.
So is it more like Facebook then?
Um, no, because you can download your subscribers on Skool. You can download your subscribers on Face or on Substack.
Substack.
You can download all your content from Substack. So, if something happens and your account gets messed up, you can just re-upload everything and seamlessly. Um, and Skool, you can pause your community and then reopen it again, and your stuff's still there.
The only thing with the that you can download your information from Substack, and I went through it. I actually went through the Excel sheet. The only problem is it doesn't give you something tangible. Let's say you wanted to go to Medium and start posting on Medium. Your stuff's not in that format. So what I started doing, every time I upload to Substack, I still download that information just so that if something happens, it's current. But what I do is before I hit publish or schedule, I actually copy the content as well as the pictures and everything, and I have a folder for just that post. And I put it on, you guys probably use Word, I use Pages. And so I have a copy of that post. I have all the pictures that goes with that post all in its own file, just in case. And my
Wow.
videos are there, like everything's there. Yeah. And I have like an Excel sheet that I use and I keep track of everything.
Man, you're so organized.
I know.
Sometimes I have my moments.
I'm not that organized.
I'm not. I'm near that organized. Jeez. No.
I've created a lot of content over the years, but
Mm,
I've lost too many hard drives, like because they died. So
mm.
that's why I do it. And yeah, because I mean, we don't own the we don't own the Substack platform. So
yeah, and I've seen platforms come and go, and there's not a lot you can do about it, but ride the wave now.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
yep,
All
sounds
right,
good.
you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you. We'll,
Been a
we'll,
great
we'll
call.
be
I'm so
back
glad you guys.
on Monday and see what the school
I'm
convinced
not
me.
going to be here next Monday.
Oh,
I'm going to, in fact, let me just stop this.